Welcome to Some Say I'm Gifted, where we teach you the magic of walking in your spiritual gifts and how it can help you navigate this crazy life, and helping you understand that even though we're in this world, we are not of it. So take a deep breath, relax your shoulders, and let's get real.
Hello, everyone. I hope everybody's having a marvelous day, afternoon, morning, life.
It's going pretty well today.
Yes.
Yeah? Pretty groovy. I have to say something. I love, and this is some say you're gifted. I'm gifted. We're gifted.
We're all
gifts.
gifted.
Yes.
Everyone's gifted.
But I'd say that opening is awesome. Morgan, our amazing co-hoster and producer, made that. In the start, it was so funny. She didn't know that, like, when I was a kid, I was obsessed with the George Michael's album Faith, which is, the song starts out that way.
Oh, with the organ?
Yeah. So when I heard it, I was like, oh my God, she knows me. So, wow. But yeah, I love it. Every time I want to be like, boom, 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 you know. Anyways. I want to talk about some recent events, ladies. How y'all feel about that?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Hurricanes in the hills. Y'all heard about Helene. I know y'all did.
We did.
Y'all live in North Carolina now, but we got a freaking hurricane in the mountains. That doesn't happen, right?
Crazy.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a biblical proportions, right? Like, this was some crazy stuff. And guys, please don't judge. I do slip a cuss word here and there. So if it happens, it happens. Please forgive me. God does. Okay.
We forgive you.
Yes.
Okay. But I'm telling you, for lack of better terms, there's some crazy shit I saw. I was crying because, yeah, okay, maybe I'm a hippie. All right. But I like God's creation. And when those trees were falling, I was crying because these trees around my house were so humongous. Mm. Morgan saw today, there was that one that was like, when it fell, it took like 12 down with it. And there's one tree that I am shorter than the roots of the tree. Not the tree, but and I'm only 5'3", but still. She's laughing at me. I'm going to be honest with you. I am not the shortest person in the room, okay? Nevertheless.
Called out.
I feel a little called out.
I'm just saying, I'm not super tall, but I still was, shorter than those. That's just the roots. I mean, it was horrific at my house, mainly because I was locked in a house with 5 kids, with no internet, no water, no electricity.
Mm-hmm. Help. Yep. Send help.
I said that on Facebook. I was like, send help. We're trapped, guys. My husband was at work. My husband works about 45 minutes to an hour away. And he was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to come home. I'm like, yeah, that's not going to work for me.
You're going to figure it out.
You're going to come home. We're going to get out of here. We're going to go to a hotel because I've got kids that need to use the bathroom.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Luckily, I grew up learning how to live off the land a little bit here and there. We have a natural spring on our property, so we were able to get running water. Not running water in the house, but we filled up jugs and buckets.
Clean water.
Well, I wouldn't drink it at that moment because there was so much water coming down the mountain that you didn't, But it was great enough for us to flush a toilet with. Okay.
There you go. Yeah.
And when you've got 5 kids in a house, you're going to have to flush some toilets. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And
2 bathrooms.
we had, 2 bathrooms. Propane grill that had an eye on it, so I was able to cook outside. We have our basement's underground. Then we have a dugout underneath, so I knew we could get to cold areas. I had a plethora of matches and candles, but we have a lot of natural sunlight, so we were okay until we could get out the next day. And I'm telling you, when we got out the next day, we were ready to get out. I think one of the harder things was we lost internet, or like not internet, but we lost cell service. So for you guys that were hearing, I'm not going to pick on Morgan, but I have to say, I said, Morgan, I think it's coming in your direction. I don't know how bad it's going to be. I called her the day before, but it's definitely coming. She's like, I don't think so. I'm like, yeah, it hit.
It did. It surprised me because I wasn't even paying attention to the fact that there was this big storm coming. I don't watch the news, so I wasn't aware that it was even coming. And I just know that the next day I came out of my apartment to take my dog on a walk, and I just get to the park, and if I kept walking, I would have walked into a body of water taller than me. So,
but you live in central North Carolina, right?
Yeah. Which we didn't get hit by it. I mean, we had some rain, but it wasn't as bad as what happened here.
Well, there was homes that disappeared. And I mean, y'all probably got a little residual. You all got what we normally get from hurricanes. Like,
Yeah, it was
It was
reversed.
like flip-flopped.
yeah.
Because like the week before, Wilmington had actually gotten we had torrential downpouring that they didn't prepare us for either, so the beaches flooded.
Oh,
But
really?
We're used to that on the coast, right? We're used to hurricanes
Yeah.
coming and having to prepare, right? So they
Yeah.
alert everyone well ahead of time because they know what's happened. But you guys didn't really get much of a heads up, and let alone like nobody thought that the mass destruction that came was going to happen in this area.
Well, we did get heads up in different ways, but it was really weird. Like, we got a heads up that not just the week prior to it, we got a bunch of rain. So, like, the trees, yes, there are trees on my property. I live in the woods. There are trees on my property that are broken, but that's because another tree fell on top of them, not because, like, the wind. The winds were horrific. These trees that fell didn't fall because the wind was going blah, blah, and it just fell over. It's because the wind was so bad it uprooted up these humongous, massive trees. I mean, hopefully you can come by and see like where we had to cut our driveway. It's pretty. I mean, we had to tie logging chains to the back of them and like drag them off the side of the mountain. It was crazy.
Didn't one fall on your husband?
Like what? Tell us a little bit
Okay,
about
so he goes out. We get another chainsaw on Saturday morning. So the storm happened on Friday. We had a bunch of rain leading up to it. We had a storm on Friday. He comes home from work. We all sleep in the house with no water, no electricity the night before. Luckily, we've been getting that weather where it's cool at night, warmer in the day, so we were able to open the windows. I was burning incense throughout the house so we didn't get eaten up by mosquitoes. We slept. He got up. McDonald's was still open. Thank God, right? Yeah.
Wow.
He got up. He went, bought a chainsaw, got McDonald's for us and the kids, for me and the kids and himself. We came back. He came back. He had water. You know, he's like, you know, I don't want to brag, but he's pretty great, like Superman kind of dude. Anyways, he comes back, feeds us, and then he starts, chainsaw. Let me explain. My husband never used a chainsaw like that, okay? He's a Florida boy.
No. Oh,
Okay.
Oh no.
So I grew up around logging and stuff, not like it, but like I knew people that did it, and my dad was extremely handy with everything. So I know that there's a kickback with chainsaw. So you're like, and it'll kick back. You got to be really careful with that. So I'm like, please be careful, honey. Okay. It's not like we could really call anybody because where we live, we have horrible service. But on top of that, cell service was out. Mm-hmm. Like I would have it spotty. I think I talked to both of you all, and it would be like blah blah blah. And then I'd call back. Okay, sorry. Especially Morgan, because I'd called her and was like, we need to find a place to stay. Anyways, so there was all these trees down, but one of the trees had fallen, and it was a big, I don't know how to explain it, but it was a big tree, and then it had two different levels of branches, right? So he got his chainsaw stuck in one of the branches. And he decided, the thing is, my son, my oldest, had jumped up with him, and they were hanging from it. And then they stopped, thank God, because it could have killed them. And Chuck jumped up there again, and when he did, it fell, and he landed on the ground on his back, but it was like something in him knew to like curl up, and it hit his stomach. It was so weird. Last night I was like, "How's your stomach feeling?" And he went, "Feel it." And I touched it, and it's just like it's like a rock in there. It's so weird. And they said it's just a hematoma, whatever, under the skin.
Hematoma.
But yeah, hematoma. Sorry, but it's just under the skin. It's just weird. But he was fine. As soon as I was like, I don't care if we get any more cars out of the house. We'll just all squeeze into a vehicle. Got in the vehicle, went to the hospital. At the hospital, they had Wi-Fi. I could connect. I talked to some people, told them I was okay. And then we went and stayed in a hotel for several days. And listen, I know that we are pretty humble here. The three of us. I know that we don't like to be bragged about. But I also think that recognition needs to be. And this is really what I want to talk about, okay? This was a horrible tragedy that happened to this beautiful area, okay? And I'm not just saying that because I live here. I've been a lot of places, and I think a lot of places are beautiful, but I think where I live is gorgeous. I love the Blue Ridge Parkway, Blue Ridge Mountains, Smoky Mountains, Appalachia. This is home. These mountains are majestic. They are different. And there were so many people that there's been other tragedies happen in this area, and we have been forgotten about. Okay, for so many years, Appalachian people have been discounted. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Because we're Southern and because we have a drawl, and because we're hillbillies and we're mountain folk. And, it's crazy because Appalachian Mountains go from Georgia to Maine. We're just a little section. So it's just really weird to me, right? Anyways, people were reaching out. Morgan, what can I do? And I was like, at the moment, we got to find a place to stay. Morgan and I were looking for hotels.
Yeah, I was looking and trying, and it was like I didn't know what level everything was happening at. Like, how bad is it? Like, I just hearing from the news, and Tessa's phone was going in and out, which is calling me. So I immediately jumped to the worst thing, which it was.
Yeah.
I
Houses
was talking to
washed
my
away.
boyfriend.
Yeah.
I was talking to my boyfriend about how everyone's acting like it's the end of the world, like it was apocalyptic.
Yeah, very much so.
So and that was happening just on a small scale where we were, and it wasn't. So I knew you guys had gotten it worse, so I was like, it has to be a million times worse there. So I was concerned when you were calling me, like, we need a place to live or to sleep. And so I was calling places left and right, and they're like, we're full. And I just kept having to go further and further and further away. Yeah. And I think you said you had to go all the way to Bristol.
We went to Kingsport. Yeah, which I live in Elizabethton, which is just, if you know anything about East Tennessee, Bristol Motor Speedway is really close to me. We passed it today when we went to Bristol. But, we're a little section of, which Carter County, I think it was on the news. Now, Asheville, oh my God, it breaks my heart because I used to go to Asheville all the time, especially through college and early adulthood, but so much of Asheville's gone, and I'm hearing certain things are there, certain things aren't. It's insane. But my dad's family's from Roan Mountain, Tennessee, which is North Carolina, Tennessee border, and I own a home up there. My brother and I do, and it was fine, thank God. I mean, we had some damage to a fence, but there's houses up there that just whoosh, they're gone. Like, and you guys drove through today. You're gifted, right? We talk about being gifted on the show.
Oh, man. Driving up here was insane.
You texted me and said, I can feel just bleh.
The sadness, depression, the just old things that were creeping up.
Yeah.
It was fresh.
Yes.
No, it was awful. I was driving and I started to get like red and patchy and just like, I don't know, you could just feel like the devastation, and you can feel the feelings of those who were affected by this. The fact that they have no homes, they don't have water, they don't have power, they have to, find somewhere to stay. And this part of the country, I feel like, as much as it is disregarded, unfortunately, so many people have a connection to here.
Yeah.
There's so many people that love to visit this area and come with their families and build memories here. But, it's just a shame that, like, it hasn't gotten as much of the recognition as I feel like it should have, especially in times like this, where it's so close to so many people's hearts, but yet, where is the coverage?
See, I feel like after this storm, this is the first time it got the recognition. Like, well, I was telling Morgan today, a lot of people look at this part of Tennessee, okay, and they're like, so the oldest city or town in Tennessee is like 5 minutes. You've been to Jonesboro. It's like right down the road, right? Because this was inhabited first. Because they didn't come from the west to the east. They came from the east to the west. Right. So, like, where I live is a very old area. And it's just like Virginia. And we're very similar to a lot of these, first colonies and stuff. So, it's very backwoods. And a lot of people have a lot of beginnings here. And if they don't, then they want to come here and have memories. You know what I mean? So it's really insane to me to see that. And to see people like Dolly Parton, who I think is a great, commodity for East Tennessee, step up and do what she did. It was great. But to see fellow people, I mean, I'm in all these groups on Facebook and people I know, like clients I have that I counsel on a regular basis. Are you okay? What can I do to help? Danielle, what can I do to help? I'm like, we're fine. We've got a place to stay. And Danielle went above that, and she reached out, and she was like, let me do something for you, without telling me that, and just surprised me. I'm not going to say what she surprised me with things. And I wanted to thank her in a more public aspect without singling her out. Mm-hmm. And when I did, some other people that we work with and we're in a group message with, they all, donated love, time, money, and energy to me. We'll say it that way. How's that? And whatever I needed. And we were very thankful and grateful. Other than the first night of sleeping without power, we had to come back one other night to sleep without power because we couldn't find a room. But then we had a wonderful person that works with my husband who owns a home up in Virginia offer us her home. And it was a beautiful home. And it's hard. It makes me cry because I cook 3 meals a day. Yeah, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I mean, if I'm not cooking for them at school, we have, I pack lunches every day. And we went from that to eating fast food, whatever. I mean, we did what we had to do. You know, you go into survival mode. But both of our, my 2 children, his 3 children, we are the stable family. So for once in their life, we were the unstable parents, and they kind of all wigged out. My kids they were like, "Why are we staying in a hotel?" But then they were like, "Okay, we're safe. We have food. We have water. We have electricity. We have internet. We can watch TV." It mellowed everybody out. We can take a shower. We can use the bathroom. Toilet paper is great.
Basic necessities.
Yes, yeah. And they had an indoor pool. So I don't want to brag, but we got to a point. There were other people in that hotel, if they weren't linemen and people that came in from out of state, which was amazing, they were there because of the same reason. The whole hotel was that way. And then, like I said, we got to go stay at this lovely house in Fort Blackmore, Virginia. And I just want to shout out to Leanna. Thank you. Thank you. Like, I will never be able, and I texted her recently and said, I will never be able to tell you the peace and solace and safety you gave me and my family in that time. I mean, we didn't lose our home, but we were displaced. We were considered the displaced people because we couldn't go home. Right. I talked to my grandmother today, and she was telling me about my aunts and everything, and I said, and she said, well, one of your aunts stayed at her house without water and electricity for almost a week, and I went, I couldn't do that with 5 kids, So it's weird to me because we're not blood, but to me, you all are family, right? But y'all were there. You were like, what do you need? What can I be?
How can I help?
Yeah. And other people around me that know me or what, I checked on them, they checked on me. It was like that, right?
Making sure you're okay.
Yeah. Like, because that's what happens in a tragedy.
Yeah. Facebook, checked, safe.
Yeah.
It's just like a first response. It's like, okay, I see that this is happening. Let me make sure that the people that I care about are okay.
Well, I'm glad you said care about. There are people in my life that I care very much about, but I don't talk to on a regular basis, whether they're blood related to me or not. And I will tell you that when this happened, they didn't give a flying flip if I was here or if I wasn't, or if my kids were here. What? Okay, so you think I'm a poop head. Okay, whatever. Don't you care about my children? Because we're blood related. Recently, I was watching the local news and I saw that a church, a well-known church in this area, did a huge donation to like some organizations that's the link to Billy Graham. Okay? Like, I don't know, I don't like $100,000.
Oh my gosh.
For Eastern Tennessee, Western North Carolina. Okay? But I know that the people that are over this didn't reach out to their immediate family. So my question is, okay, that being said, my question is, when tragedy befalls people we care about or ourselves, do we reach out? What do we do? Do we immediately, you think about yours, like I thought about, okay, I've got 5 kids. We have no water. We have no electricity. What do I do? Okay, we have a grill. I've got hot dogs. I've got hamburger that's going to go bad. We're going to eat that for lunch. I've got lunch covered. Because we'd already had breakfast. They had canceled school because of the storm. So they were already, they'd been up all night the night before playing video games. We had muffins, we had breakfast, whatever. Then the storm came. And, so I'm like, this is how we're going to do lunch. And I've got this for dinner. And hopefully Chuck will be home by then. And we can figure out if we're going to go to a hotel or what, or if we have to wait till daylight when we can cut these trees down. But in the meantime, because at that moment in time we still had service, I was trying to get in contact. My brother's a cop in this area. Make sure he's okay. Make sure his girl, I've got 2 little nieces and a nephew. Make sure they're okay. Make sure my sister-in-law's okay. Make sure my 2 other siblings are okay. I'm trying to get in contact with anybody.
Yeah, reaching out, making sure your people are...
And my brother's doing the same. My sister-in-law's doing the same. I can't say that my 2 siblings were. I can't say that my extended aunts and uncles were. Now, I tried to reach out to them, but I didn't get any, just to see if they were okay. So, the storm happened on Friday. Saturday is when we got to the hotel. Sunday, I called my grandmother to talk to her and to see if she was okay. And after I called, I realized she was at church. I left a voicemail. She called me back later that afternoon. She called me back that later afternoon, couldn't get in touch with me, so she called me back Monday morning. Cell service had been restored in this area, in where I was at in Kingsport at that time. And she was like, I'm so glad you're okay. Praise God, praise God. You know, I pray for protection for you every day, you know, all day long, whatever. How are the kids? Did everybody get, you know, and I'm asking about her. And she's like, as far as I know, everybody's good. I'm like, okay, great. And if I would have talked to her earlier, I would have been like, okay, she told my aunts and uncle, right? But that was Monday. It happened on Friday. You know what I mean?
It took that long for everybody to touch base.
Well, I mean, with my grandmother, I didn't want to freak her out. I didn't want her to know we were out water or electricity.
Yeah.
My grandma, that lady,
Tough.
She's 90-some years old, right? She doesn't look it. She doesn't act it. She bowls several times a week. She drives herself to the store. She does what she wants.
She's awesome.
Is an anomaly.
I don't want to mess. I mean, she can grow a palm tree in Tennessee, so I'm not saying
tough
she's
cookie.
a witch.
Yes.
Yeah. You say tough cookie, we say, you know, people would call people in my family witches and things like that. My whole life. And she's like, if I was one, would you want to upset me?
No.
Try, but
Yeah. I've seen her pick up grown men with 2 fingers. Whatever. Anyways, but that leads me to say, I want to brag on Danielle for a second. Morgan, you and I got to go to a place where they were taking donations today. And the only reason we were there was because Danielle put together a fundraiser in Wilmington with other people. Not just for this area, but they also sent stuff to Asheville, correct?
We did, yeah.
And it was monetary, it was food, it was whatever, diapers.
We got a
Yeah.
lot of stuff. Honestly, I have to give a huge shout out to everyone that came to our House for Hope event. We put it on in Wilmington on last Friday, October 25th. And we had so many people come out and bring donations, baby supplies, camping supplies, blankets, water, like everything. And it was incredible. But it's honestly, in my opinion, the absolute least that we could do for you guys. Like, and that's, I don't really want recognition for it.
No, I know that. Like, so the next question I have is, when we do something, do we want it to be like, look at what I'm doing, get me on the news? You know what I mean? Or do we want to be like, low radar, like, bro, I'm going to bring this stuff in. Or I'm going to send you some money on PayPal, but, don't worry about it. You know what I mean? Like,
there's levels to which you do this. You check in with people.
Yeah.
You donate if you can. You do what you can, but you do something.
Right.
Yeah.
You do something, but like you don't. It's not in a way that like I'm gonna see who's gonna recognize what I'm doing for these people.
Yeah.
Right? Like
Yeah.
there's a difference there.
Oh, yeah.
Like for me, the only reason you guys knew that I was doing it is because I was coming here and
Yeah.
I was going to see you.
Yeah.
Right? Or else I probably wouldn't have said anything about it. But I do feel like there's a difference that I've seen, like you were talking about that church, in terms of what your intention is behind
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, are you doing it from a place of care, compassion, love? Like, I want to make sure that these people are taken care of because I care so much. And it's not even a thought. It's just, what am I going to do? How am I going to do it?
Yeah.
It's genuine.
It's genuine. It's humble. It's, and I'm not trying to toot my own horn. I'm just saying, like, I think there is a difference. And I have seen that in people that do it for intentions that are pure, let alone different intentions that
Yeah.
might not be as coming from a place of as much love and care.
Or maybe someone lacking compassion. That's a big one. That's where I'm at with this. Like, I've watched local people go above and beyond. It was really hard. There were several kids that go to school with my kids that like lost everything. I mean, everything. And they were families living in the high school here. And we are football strong here, okay? And football is life,
I couldn't believe that when you said that the boys were still
playing
doing
football.
Practice.
Yeah, we were still going to
few
practice.
days after it
Yeah,
hit,
yeah,
and they were
yeah.
it was like, oh my
Because they needed normalcy is what they said. And I agree.
Oh, wow.
But it was hard because 5 kids going back and forth an hour, 45 minutes to an hour away. And then when we were in Virginia, they played a game. They played their final championship game that night. And then we had to drive an hour and a half to Virginia. I mean, we were worn out, but they were so happy to be in a home. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It wasn't our home, but it was a home, you know?
Yeah,
And I got up the
right.
next morning, I made a huge breakfast. I got to make like green beans and fried chicken and country fried steak and mashed potato. Like, they were like, oh, thank God, no more fast food. And
Life went on.
yeah, like, and then luckily, which is crazy because me and Danielle had talked and we'd both said it's going to be Thursday night, Friday morning that you'll get your electricity back. And lo and behold, that's when we got it back.
Wow.
I am telling you, I was like, we're going home, guys. Like, our house stunk, but we were so happy to be home.
Like, I just have my bed. I'm able
Yeah.
to like, make some meals here.
Yeah, we didn't have internet, which is a weird thing because I never thought, oh, it would matter. But we were okay, you know.
Good.
Made it through.
We made it through. We got through the worst of it. But it's really shown me as someone going, okay, we're okay, but what can I do to help? And I wanted to volunteer. I didn't want to take all the kids because some of this is pretty devastating.
Yeah.
You know? But it was really hard to see people doing that. That being said, I have to mention a church, and I don't even know the name of the church, but it is on Elk Avenue in Elizabethton, which is pretty much the main strip, even though we've got bridges out still. It's a big church. I will give you guys, for instance, it's beside Walgreens and across the street from Kentucky Fried Chicken. Okay, so it's a pretty big area.
Gotcha.
Church. Okay, they put a tent up in the parking lot, and they put gallons of water and cases of water, and said, "Come take what you need."
Oh, wow.
There was nobody monitoring it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, I was just flabbergasted.
The community coming together
Yes.
like that. It's
My-
beautiful to
That
see.
it's heartwarming. It's heartbreaking. My brother's a cop. He's probably gonna hate that I'm even saying this, but he did some pretty cool things, and he got to rescue people. And my brother, he didn't even have to work. He's a detective, and he was like, "I'm going in. I'm doing this."
Yeah.
You know, he made sure his kids were okay, his wife was okay, and he's like, "I'm going in, doing this."
Yeah.
You know?
And there was a lot to do with the first response.
Yeah. First responders were like covered up. You know, it's been on the national news, but I want to talk about this and then, you know, we'll go from there. But there were times that I got warnings, and then there's a thing called scanner food or whatever. It's like, you know what does anybody know what a scanner is?
Like the police scanner?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they listen to that and then they post it on Facebook, okay?
Who posted it on Facebook?
It's called Scanner Food. Listen, it's really
Okay.
in this area. I can send you guys a invite because we get some funny stuff in here. Okay, like stepmom's beating stepson with a broom,
Oh,
Oh,
you know,
gosh.
my goodness.
or chasing husband around a house with cast iron skillet.
Oh, that was yours.
No, that was not mine. No,
I've seen that cast iron skillet.
no. I like, what are those things? Rolling pins. Those are, no, I'm just, anyways.
For me, it's ironing board, so. You know.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I had a dream that she attacked somebody with an ironing board. Do you remember? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I got a notification on there, and I got a notification from somebody that's close to me, too, and said they're releasing the dam at noon.
What did that mean?
So we have like Watauga River.
Yeah.
Okay, it is controlled by a dam that's controlled by the TVA. Remember when we went over the lake today and I said the lake's down?
Yeah.
Okay, so they control it, and if the dam breaks, we're in trouble.
Yeah.
Okay, because they've rerouted it. The TVA came in, they rerouted rivers, all this, and that's how they power Tennessee, right? Tennessee Valley Authority. But there was not a way to get a final warning out to people. There wasn't a way to get a final warning out. So they didn't know that this river that was already flooded was going to do what it did.
Oh, wow.
So then, that's when the bridges went out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's when people's homes started going and people were in cars and it was just gone.
It was literally like the floodgates.
Yeah. Yeah, well, they had to. It was going to break the dam.
Yeah.
Yeah. Better
So-
to have a dam.
Huh?
Better to have a dam in the
Than
future
not.
than not.
But I think that's one of the reasons, like, they didn't report that there were that many deaths. Maybe there weren't. I don't know. I mean, that could be conspiracy and it could be like mountain talk. I get it. But what I'm getting at is that was devastating because I knew that at this time But they did it several times, so I got warnings, but not everybody did.
Gotcha.
If you weren't in these groups or you didn't know somebody that was, something like, somebody else that got the, like other people in the group,
Right.
that would call other people and say, hey, if you're on the river.
Access to first responders who are getting this information first.
Well, no, it wasn't that. It was scanner people. I'm not saying I got the information from my brother. 'Cause I don't think he can do that.
Right.
But I was getting it from Facebook, and you take that at Facebook value, right?
Right.
Okay.
But yeah, it was before you know it, you're like, oh, geez.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when it got worse. So the rain stopped by like 10 or 11, and it looked like Toy Story clouds. You know what I mean? It was beautiful out, but then that's when havoc broke. The first time they released the dam, I think, was at noon, 3, and then 6. So it was in one day.
So there were people that just didn't know that any of this was happening.
They didn't evacuate.
Oh, wow.
So
Governor Bill Lee of Tennessee did not declare a state of emergency. President Biden had to come in and do it over him.
Why?
That's a great question. Mm-hmm. And I have no answer for.
Yeah. But there could have been more lives.
There could have been a lot of... Not just... I mean... Yes, and I mean, like... People's homes, yeah, they're dead. I don't think they could have... Nobody... We never have had a hurricane in East Tennessee.
Right.
But yeah, they could have prepared for it a little bit better.
Mm. But in times like that, I think it's even more important for people to show compassion and understanding and reach out to their neighbors. I think it's so important to make sure that you are checking on your loved ones, checking in, making sure that things are okay, because literally, like, even just that can go a long way. Like, staying in touch, communicating.
Well, like, there were, so a client of mine, Bree, she was making large meals and taking them and just giving them to first responders, taking them. All these churches opened up and said, our kitchens, we have water, we have electricity, come shower, come cook. It was amazing, the response. I mean, y'all saw today how much was at that place, and how long ago was it? It was over a month. Now, I did hear that there are some people without water and electricity. I don't know if that's true. Because it's been over a month. But there are definitely people without homes. And what do you do?
Right. Well, I do know, like, the place that we donated the...
Loaves and Fishes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when we donated that, when I talked to the director there, she had said that typically in a month, they help feed about 600 families. And in the week after the hurricane hit, they had fed over 600 families in that week.
In 1 week.
In 1 week.
So they met their monthly quota in a week.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know I don't know how much they advertise this, but they do hot meals, but they also do cold meals they send home with you.
Oh.
So it's like, we're talking a family of 4 or 3 meals a day. That's 12 meals,
I mean, just in that, you're like, that's an enormous amount of people that were affected and need help, need assistance.
Well, you saw how small that community is right there.
Yeah.
I mean, it does reach out a little bit, but it's pretty small. Mm-hmm. So it was really hard. So what I'm getting at, I don't want to be like, shame on you for being a poop head. My question is, and I would like for you guys to reach out to us. We have platforms for you to do that. Some Say I'm Gifted on Facebook, Instagram. Our email is somesaymgifted@gmail.com. I want to hear. Or you could go on whatever, avenue you're listening to this beautiful podcast on. And say what you would do in this situation. How would you handle? I mean, I know there's a shock and awe, right? At the beginning. There's shock. Mm-hmm. There's trauma, right? There's fight or flight brain. But once you go, okay, we have our house, or we don't have our house, or we have this, or we don't have this, whatever. Do you reach out? Do you try to help? Or you try to just rebuild you? Or you only do it when the cameras are on? Right?
Yeah, I would love to know how different people did respond and or would respond.
Or just didn't, it didn't even cross their mind. That's okay,
right.
too.
Yeah.
Because, I know there's people that have never dealt with that level of disaster. Mm-hmm. And until you're in it, you're like, what?
Right.
It's a different world.
It's survival.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Literally.
So, I hope that's probably not uplifting. It's an inquisitive show today.
Yes.
If that makes sense.
Reflective.
reflective. A memoir of the recent flooding. Yeah, but reach out to us, guys. We'd love to hear from you all, and I hope you all are having a great day. If you're listening to this, please know that we love you, and can't wait to talk to y'all soon.
Love you guys.
Love you guys. Oh, please don't forget to leave a review.
Absolutely.
Thank you. We love you guys. Subscribe. We'll talk to you soon.